G'day YouTube, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing some suspension mods to my girlfriend's CU2 Honda Accord TSX Acura. I don't know what else you want to call it, but it's a CU2 Honda Accord K24 powered beast of a car. Previously, we put some TN coils in there and lowered the car around 1.5 inches. It actually blew out the front shocks. So today we're going to stick in some awesome new shocks. These are sports performance ones. Stick around and I'll show you what they are. All right guys, it's been a minute. We haven't worked on the CU2 in ages. The only thing I've really done to this car is rip off that really cruddy lip that was there. I've still got to clean off all of this body sealant there, Celastic, Sikaflex, whatever you want to call it. But ever since I've lowered the car, I put in some TN Luxury Master gold coils. We'll get them out soon and we'll take a good solid look at them. The car's a luxury car. It's a Euro Lux pack, so it's got leather, sunroof, nav, all those good things that make this car really, really awesome to drive. Way ahead of its time. It's got auto lights, auto dimming lights. The fog lights come on when you're turning around corners. The lights in here do as well. It's a really, really awesome car. And then I went ahead and I lowered it 30 mil with some TN Luxury Master coils. So it's meant to ride nice and smooth, but just a little bit lower. Being that it was only 30 millimeters lower, I didn't replace the shocks in the car. I just ran factory ones and put some lowered springs in there. Tons and tons of people do it, usually with like cheaper King springs. Slap those in, stock shocks, slam the car about 2.5 inches, usually with no issues. I put these in, went 1.5 inch or 30 millimeters. Literally within a week, the front of the car started to get a bit of a knock from that side. I think it's got something to do with this strut mount, so I'm going to replace both of those. But also the factory shocks, I've since learnt, aren't supposed to be used for lowering. So I was walking past the KYB head office and I got myself a set of these new KYB SR specials. These are sports performance shock absorbers. They're left and right, so I've got to make sure I put the right one on the right side and the left one on the left side. And you'll notice this, there's no ring here to store the seat on. These are actually a lightweight design and they've got rid of just about all of the junk you don't need, so it's nice and light. And these ones are valved, so I'm told, around about 25 to 30% stiffer than factory. So it's still going to ride nice. We're going to get nice turn in and steering feel in the car, but it's not going to be too bouncy or too harsh, and it should pair well with the TN coils that I've got. Just on that, I spoke to the guys at KYB while I was there, and they tell me that their factory replacement shocks, just their stock swap out ones, are around 15 to 20% more firm than factory. And these ones are firmer again by an extra 10%. So between 20-25% extra stiffness. So not only that, they are really cool looking. So what we're going to do is pull apart the front suspension of this. I did do a video about it probably about a year or so ago, maybe even longer. I've just lost track of time with all this staying at home business with lockdowns. But I'm going to pull those out. This time I've got spring compressors. I've got everything sorted. Shouldn't be too difficult to do again. And I'll swap out those strut tops. Everything is a left and right. So these are the part numbers here. KSM 5790, KSM 5789, and then we've got NSF 9441L, NSF 9441R. So if you're looking to get yourself a set of these, those are the part numbers. Now I'm only doing the front today because the front is where the noise is coming from. My girlfriend's trying to convince me that it's coming from the back as well. I'm going to chuck these in, check everything in the boot and make sure there's nothing rolling around in there, which I think there is. But if these work out well in the front, I'm definitely going to stick a set in the back because I think this car just deserves quality stuff. So we're going to put quality stuff in it. Coming up soon in future, I'm going to do a full automatic transmission service, full service and everything on the car. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to show you how to do that. I don't know, but I'm going to learn and I'm going to teach you guys. So if you want to, make a comment below. Let me know if you want to see that. I'm going to jump on to probably a time lapse. We'll get this swapped over and yeah, we'll pull them all out, get them all side by side, check if there's any leaks and stuff and go from there. All assembled, looking good. The gold and the light blue looks pretty cool together, I reckon. So we're going to stick that in the car now. Once we do the other side, we'll go for a short road test over some speed bumps. The tricky thing is trying to get the strut top in the right position. Hopefully I can move it maybe once it's in the car, so it's got to go round like that. Hopefully it goes in easy, otherwise I'm going to have to loosen that off, twist everything around. It's not going to be fun. It's a mission to get it on there, so hopefully it goes in smooth. Anyway, I'm going to stick it back in. So the new shock is in. That's the KYB SR. It's now in there. It was a bit of a mission. Scratch what I said about it being lightweight and having this bit here trimmed down. That's actually how the factory one was. But it's one of the selling points on the website. It says it's a lightweight shock absorber for sports use. So I don't know what's lightweight about it. It is similar to the factory one that came out. Big mission though, getting the strut top in the correct orientation and getting the spring back on. Don't know how you're supposed to do that, if there's a cheap way to do it, but we're all buttoned up now. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side and then we'll take it for a drive. So we've just done the suspension in the Accord Euro and now it's time to test it all out. Definitely feels firm in the corners. Driving through a pretty bumpy car park with all different types of terrain just to try and see if there's any bumps or clunks anywhere. We're definitely going faster than we normally would over these bumps. Just trying to find any bangs or clangs or anything like that. It's always important to do a road test after you've done crazy suspension upgrades. It's all right. Go find these speed humps just here. What do you reckon, Iverson? Some really savage speed humps here. They're about 20 centimeters high and just vertical. That's good. Perfect. There's definitely something loose in the boot. Man, it hooks corners without being too much of an idiot. It's noticeably stiffer and more direct with the turning. Others, I think she'll definitely be happy with the ride now. It's nice and firm in the front. I pulled the steering arms off, it seems to be driving straight. I will get the car wheel aligned soon. I do want to put some nice fresh 19 or 20 inch rims on here for her. For the misso. You know, that feels good. The bump, there's something in the back, in the boot, that's clanging around. But everything else is mint, guys. My overall impressions with the new shocks after driving it, feels like a factory vehicle, but nice and tight in the front. So if anyone's ever driven a brand new Mercedes or BMW, they're quite tight in the front end and they do have quite firm suspension. I guess it's because they're designed to be doing 300 k's an hour in the German autobahns, and they don't want floaty suspension. To me, that's what this feels like in the front now. It's nice and tight. It's around 25% firmer than stock, which I think is perfect. It's not too much. It's definitely not going to upset the mother-in-law when she jumps in the car to go do shopping or whatever. And it's taken out all those weird bangs that were in the front. First inspection of the shocks that I took out, they weren't leaking or anything, so I'm not sure why they were banging around before, but definitely there was definite noise clanging around. Either way, we've got brand new uprated shocks in here now with uprated springs. I probably will do the rear in the next few months. It's not a massive rush. The noise definitely was in the front. There is definitely something in the boot, but I'll go check that out now. Well, that brings us to the end of yet another video. We've sorted out the clunks and clangs in the front of the suspension in this car. I'm pretty sure it's a spare tire or the jack that's bumping around out there, so I'm going to check that in the boot. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to spool up and we'll see you later. Cheers.